Welcome back to Teardrop Adventures. On today's show, we'll be exploring Cultus Lake.
For meal prep, I have pre-packaged 2 pre-seasoned steaks. We've taken the meat off 2 Costco chickens, that's already pre-cooked. And then I've pre-grilled 2 batches and separated them into 2 batches of taco beef. And then just some lunch meat. So pretty much all the meat is cooked except for the steak, which is super fast. So that makes it really easy for cooking. With the fridge already loaded and on in the Jeep, I put all the meat at the bottom, and then, because that has to stay the coldest, and then I'll start loading vegetables on top of that. Camping pack out for my Ryobi. So each one of these is watt hours on the back. So it's a 72 watt hours right in the top right corner. And that's for the 4 amp hour. That's kind of a standard battery. There's also a 6 in here that's about 100 amp hours. And you just need an inverter. This is a 150 watt inverter to convert it to power. This is more of a backup system, but it also powers my inflator for my tires if I have a flat or something. And I've got a lamp here and then a work light that I don't always bring, but I'm thinking about it this trip. A little excessive, but that's what I'm all about. Reconnecting my batteries after the winter, so this battery is being powered on, this lithium ion. Now I just turn on my little detector to make sure it's going. Put it to 20 volts. And positive and negative. Balance the camera curiously. Okay, so we're at 13.26, so that confirms the battery is on. And the other one, 12.97. And for this longer trip, I'm going to bring a 3rd battery, so it's a bit of a tight squeeze. And I'm getting rid of a few things that I usually keep in here when I might have shore power, because I know I'm going to be offshore power the entire time. So now I've just hooked it up to charge for the next few hours while I'm packing. Hopefully it'll get some juice. And we're on the way to camping. Just stopped for some ice to throw over top of the alcoholic beverages. I don't have a problem, you have a problem. And stop at a brewery for lunch on the way to the campsite. Breweries are the best.
Cultus Lake Provincial Campground is located near Chilliwack, east of Vancouver. We stayed at Delta Grove Loop within that campsite.
Just arrived at our campsite. About to set up. So we disconnected and then moved the Jeep up there. So then we're gonna set up a canopy here and maybe a fire pit canopy here. Set up. Still have to do the fire pit. The kitchen is coming to life. And we have access to the fridge right there. Camp chef sets up. Just has a bag full of legs, and this is one other piece. It's quite light. See if I can put, nope, 2 fingers at least. Yeah, it's about 10 pounds or 15 pounds or something. It's really not that heavy. It just kind of stands by itself. Coming along, we got our pots and pans hung with a lantern there. A bug screen canopy, fire in the middle. Took a little bungee and hung up a lantern in there. Getting ready for night. Got the power on in the Teardrop. Simple hot dogs. That's all it takes. waking up on our first morning. Jackery. It's at 77%. It's been running the fridge for one night now. It's only at 2-3 watts when the compressor is off for the fridge. I'm thinking about charging it up a little bit and switching to the battery if I can find some light. Got the Bloody solar panel set up in a sunny spot beside the campsite, and we're getting 14 watts right now. Time for some coffee. Percolate up to 17 watts. The bottom of our campsite, not too bad. Using a bungee cord to hang your lantern is a great tip. Inside over the Teardrop. We only really use the TV at nighttime. I guess if we got caught in a torrential downpour, gives us one more thing to do. But yeah, I have these spots for our legs. It's comfy. And the fan, I made these. I've been showing that in the other videos. They just pressure fit, but at nighttime we just kind of tuck it into there, and then so we have a bit of air coming through into the powering a laptop off the Jackery. So it is drawing 77 watts from the laptop, and we're getting input from the sun of 21 watts. So we're using about 55 watts. Finally found a sunny spot with some good sun. We're up to 70 watts. And charged all the way back up to 91%. I plugged the Jackery back in. And now charging up the Blue Eddy. Getting about 90, and a minute ago now 78. So I think I was running it all day while I was charging the Jackery, and it probably took about 15%, but it won't take long to charge it back up at this rate. The good thing about bringing steak and food in a Ziploc is before you throw it in the garbage, you can Ziploc it, and then it doesn't smell too much for the animals. But of course, you still have to get the garbage into a protected space before you go to bed. But this helps. We've prepped some food, so we separated some green beans for one meal, 2 pieces of corn, and we'll cut this steak into kind of 60-40. Cook it all up, that's one meal. breakfast. The toast going with a little bit of meat. Coffee's on the boil.
Our next adventure was to set off on a hike for the giant Douglas Fir Trail.
Beautiful Douglas Fir hike near Delta Grove Loop. The Douglas Fir that's huge on this trail that was alive when Genghis Khan roamed the earth. Let's check it out. Pretty steep trail. That's some good exercise. Got a fellow hiker in front of us.
Okay.
Is this the way? You show us the way, birdie? Some good hiking. Douglas Fir. See the size of it compared to the trees around. It's definitely giant. Can't even see the top. It's way up there. There's a normal tree. And then here is the giant tree. I gotta zoom out. That is huge. Running a laptop right now, and we got 54 watts coming in, 63 going out. Just charging it right there, so we're getting almost free power for our laptop with partial sun, a little bit of shade there. Time for some taco beef with some mac and cheese. Easy meal. We really love this Coleman 11x11 instant setup screen canopy that we got from Costco. It's got a screen built in, and it's lighter than the normal canopy, and it just folds out so fast. It's perfect for camping with this built-in screen walls. Not so much for rain, but we have another canopy to pull out if it's going to rain. We can hang our lantern in there and have a fire pit, and it's fine. It's high enough, and it's big enough for 4 people, so we really like it. It's big enough for guests to have a fire. I wouldn't go more than 4 people in here with a fire, but yeah, it's great. So here's the new canopy, the Coleman One Peak 13x13 canopy that we picked up from Costco. So really the frame is pretty close to, I'd say like 11x11 or something, but then it's got this overhang, and it's got this one push-up technology, so you hook up that strap when you set it up, and while the legs are low, you push up the center and it kind of pops it all out when you're close to being finished, and then you just raise it to the height you want. There's a couple of different heights you can set it to. It goes right over top of the teardrop frame nicely. So now we have a pretty good kitchen set up with our bug screen beside it. Looks pretty good. Even if it was raining, I think we'd be pretty good with the setup. We could still cook.
Beautiful lake. Cheers.
pouring going on, and onions just keeping warm. Campsite's all lit up with solar lights. 2 solar light lanterns and a solar string light, and then this one's a USB light that's just plugged into USB and a magnet onto the strut. Another start to another day here. It's supposed to be 32 today. It's time for some eggs with some ham and toast beside the coffee. Breakfast is served. These solar Etten speakers are really good. They just play music all weekend and never stop. You just never really have to worry about them running out of power. They just go and go and go. Not the best sound in the world, but for a quiet camping speaker, you don't want it too loud anyway. They're perfect. Sidekick brewery, right on Vetter River. Only about 10 minutes from the campsite. Time to pack up and head back home. That was an amazing trip. Beautiful woods of Cultus Lake. The lake was pretty nice too.
For joining us on our Cultus Lake adventure, and hope to see you again soon.